ready?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, do it.
I believe I can fly.
Oh, I love that song. What is up, guys? Gliders. Gliders, guys. That's all I have to say is gliders. We finally get to see this, and it's not the only thing that was good in this live stream, which was pretty interesting. I thought the only thing I was going to see was like, okay, gliders. All right, we're going to see how they work and stuff like that. But then they introduced mushrooms, which we'll get into a little bit later. But gliders. So at the beginning of the live stream, you see the character jump off a cliff and activate the glider after like a few feet. So I'm assuming after free fall, after the character starts to like wave his hands in the air, then you can activate the glider. I was hoping that you could equip the glider, you know, by just pressing a button and run off a cliff and then glide instead of trying to, you know, go into free fall and spam F. But I guess this is fine too. Maybe I'm asking too much. You can also close and then reopen the glider while falling. And this is very interesting. I wonder if we're going to be able to use that mechanically, you know, in the jungle while, you know, sliding all the way down. Because we see this map. This map is huge and there is a place to fall down and die. And then you're going to have to waypoint back. So I wonder if there's going to be these places where you're going to have to fall into the hole, then all of a sudden reopen the glider and fly into like a tunnel or something. It's hard to really talk about it without showing you guys, but yeah, some of you guys know what I mean. Basically, you're gonna have to use that to get to certain places because you have to kind of fly under things. When they first showed the glider, David Webb goes on to say that there's going to be places where you can fly to that get extra mastery points. These places kind of look like where you get skill points and you know where you charge your quartz crystals, which basically I've been doing every single day. This is exactly what I want. I want those hard places to get to using the glider. It reminds me of Sword Art Online Season 2 where he has to get on top of the tower, right? And it's just like this hard thing. People tried using, you know, certain skills and stuff trying to get there. In this one, you're going to have to level up your glider. This is a smart way to get people to use the gliders to get to these extra mastery points because as they use the glider, they can also level up the glider track. Which is, I don't know, it's a win-win. This makes me hope that they do have a lot of maps where you can use the glider on. I really hope there's quite a few maps. 3, 4, 5, I don't know, be generous, ain't it? So I can actually use this glider and hopefully it takes full advantage because right now we're only getting this little piece of content here, which is supposedly the demo, which seems really small, but also that's going to be in a demo that they haven't shown here is Updrafts. I was a little worried that they weren't going to have Updrafts, that it was a miscommunication between the dev and the interviewer that they were going to have air currents that will refill your stamina, which is what I speculated on. And again, I'm right that you're going to be able to hit the updraft, then refill your stamina and fly, I guess, a little bit longer. And in this way, you have longer flights because right now it's very short, right? But of course you level it up and your flight will get longer and longer and longer and you'll be able to reach farther and farther places. But I would definitely like to be crawling all the way up, climbing, not crawling, all the way up to the top of the jungle and be able to fly from the top and maybe float past to get something on the other side. This is something I talked about from way before. Maybe that can tie that into the lore mastery and how you be able to find these secret places in the lore mastery and open up new areas. Because they briefly talked about the lore mastery and how you would find races and be able to learn their language and find secret places that will be blocked by their sigils that they have taught you, and be able to unlock merchants and be able to buy things from them. This is so tasty. I can totally see them having more places with like big gates or something you can't get to or something in the distance, kind of while we're in Cassock's Hills. At the bottom right hand corner you can see like the wizard's tower that we have know nothing about or they haven't done anything with just yet. Another thing they talk about is mushrooms, and I said before in the other videos that when they say abilities, what does that mean? Why would an ability be able to all of a sudden stop me from killing a monster or stop me from getting to a certain place? These are mushrooms, and it seems like they have multiple types of mushrooms. I don't know if they're going to be more abilities. I'm pretty sure he kind of said that they're going to be more abilities that they can release later on in the game, but right now they have different types of mushrooms. So in the live stream you saw the jumping mushroom, but then he goes on to explain the speed mushroom, the healing mushroom that could heal conditions, and of course a skill recharge mushroom. Hopefully I'm not missing any other mushrooms. But mushrooms, dude, mushrooms to do all these things, man. So somebody at A-Net is getting high.
We're gonna show you some of the stuff we do with mushrooms.
All right.
Yay.
Or it totally could be something innocent, like, you know, we like Mario mushrooms and how they give you power-ups, you know, it's totally PG-13. But we finally know what these abilities are that they were talking about in the interview. Some things that are connected to the world, nothing that's totally hindrance to the gameplay experience. Meaning, like, just like you've seen in the live stream, you can kind of press F on this mushroom and it'll bounce you up to get to this event. Or a boss is attacking you and puts a bunch of conditions on you, and you can click F on a mushroom that's near it, and it will cleanse your conditions. And maybe you need to get through a certain part, and all you have to do is click this mushroom to give you speed. Maybe a place where you don't have the options to use skills and stuff like that. I can totally see that as a barrier. I don't know if I like where it's going. Kind of like, oh, you can't do this because you need to level up this mastery. But hopefully there's more to it than just like, okay, it's gated content. You can't do this little event just because you don't have this, you know, mushroom unlocked. From now on, the jumping puzzles in this game is going to be ridiculous with all these mastery points. They're gonna include these things. They're gonna include a master jumping puzzle that you can only get to when you level up your glider a certain amount, when you level up the mushrooms a certain amount. That is gonna be amazing. And then you get to the top of the jumping puzzle, and then you have to talk to someone to level up your lore, and then you have to unlock that, and then you know, have to unlock the door using that, and oh my gosh, and then you have this special city on top of this mountain. Ultra hardcore mastery point grinding. Oh man, that would be great to just have this gated tower that you can only get to if you're a master of the mastery point system. Even though I wanted the glider to be an equipable, I think this was really cool. Seeing the glider for the first time, I got really excited. I was like, wow, this doesn't look like it's a part of Guild Wars. So you never thought they would put something in a game like this. You know, a lot of people wanted flying mounts. Well, maybe some people wanted flying mounts, and they put this in the game and didn't hurt the rest of the game. You know, you can't fly everywhere and ruin the whole game for you, like seeing, no one wants to, when you have a flying mount, no one goes on the floor and fights monsters and helps lobies that don't have a flying mount. Like, it kind of breaks the game in that way. But in this one, they have the maps where you can fall off and die, and they have places where you can jump off, and places you can get to faster by using the glider very easily. This is really cool, and I think the mastery system moving forward is something that's not going to just be tossed to the side like the healing skills. This is something that's here to stay, and it looks great. Now, if only they can incorporate the glider into Super Adventure Box. Oh yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the live stream. I think they did better than the last two live streams. They actually showed a lot, and this time they reminded the developer to keep moving instead of standing still next to the mushroom. You know, going around and actually testing the flying mechanic over and over and over and over again. And I think that was a good choice. They need to have somebody dedicated to just constantly moving on the screen so people can actually see how things work and not just once or twice, you know? Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay